my Father, who has given them to me, is greater than all, and no one is able to snatch them out of my Father's hand. Snatch. So these ones are not getting raptured because Father's protecting them from the rapture, snatching them out of his hand, rapturing them. Harpazo. You got it yet? Have we got it yet? What rapture is? There's so much confusion, man. And I've got to put it right. We've got prophets talking about raptures, and they're misleading people, making them believe that they can go to Father's abode, then come back later on. As one of the 144,000 put the earth right, come back as spirits in fleshly bodies. Now, that is Father. Where did this teaching come from? Father says, not from me. I'll make it plain in the scriptures, Father says. Okay, Father. Let me go and underline. Oh, I shouldn't have done that, because I've gone into the Greek. Let me just stick to the English, please, because I don't understand it. Now when they came up out of the water, the Spirit of the Lord caught Philip away. The Spirit of the Lord caught Philip away. So it's a harpazo. So that the eunuch saw him no more, and he went on his way rejoicing. So somehow Philip was removed, so that the eunuch never saw him again. But he was still there, wasn't he? He was still alive. Philip was still alive, even though this word harpazo was used. Yeah? Right, the soldiers go down. This is Acts 23, verse 10. Let me just... Acts 23, verse 10. And when there arose a great dissension, the commander, fearing lest Paul might be pulled to pieces by them, commanded the soldiers to go down and take him by force from among them and bring him to the barracks. Harpazo, forced. Used the same word. Yeah? So he wasn't raptured out, was he? He wasn't raptured out of here. Come on now. Let's clear this word up. Rapture. And understand what it means. Second Corinthians 12 verse 2. I know a man in Christ who 14 years ago, whether in the body, I do not know, or whether outside the body, I do not know. God knows. Such a one was caught up to the third heaven. Now, this is where people can twist the scriptures, twist what happened. Let's read it. Paul was still alive after this event, by the way. Wasn't he? He wasn't taken to Father's abode. No, of course not. He was caught up to the third heaven. Now these things can happen. Father can give us great insight, visions, dreams. Father's Spirit can reveal. Let's go to the next one. 2 Corinthians 12 verse 4. He was caught up to paradise and heard inexpressible words which it is not lawful for a man to utter. The words that I'm using, I can get shut down for using such words, for using such things. Look at this. Is there any difference? When Paul brought in new thoughts of what he'd seen in vision from the third heaven, many rejected him. Many rejected him. Walked away from him, just like they walked away from Yeshua. Did it surprise us? No, of course it doesn't. So, he was caught away to paradise, snatching. It wasn't a snatching, this was a different way of looking at it. As I've read, there's different ways to look at it. But certainly not, Paul wasn't killed and he went back to Father. No, this rapture wasn't that. So there's only there's only 3 left out of the 13. Then this is 1 Thessalonians 4 verse 17. And of course it's taken from the New King James Version. I could change that if I wanted, but I'm just going to leave it. I could go to the Greek, but I'm just going to leave it. Then we who are alive, are you alive? And remain not raptured up, not killed, not our bodies snatched away. Now, then we who are alive and remain shall be caught up together with them in the clouds to meet the Lord in the air, and thus we shall always be with the Lord. That sounds like, whew, doesn't it? But let's analyse it. Then we who are alive, so we have to be alive for this to be fulfilled in us, those who have died in the 1st century and so forth. Obviously this didn't apply to them. Then we who are alive in this generation and remain here with our temple, with our body, shall be caught up together, all together with them in the clouds, the great cloud of witnesses. Remember, it was prophesied there would be a great cloud of witnesses. You see, there's a parallel fulfillment here. We know about the cloud that they've got in the technology today, how you can enter into the cloud with this high tech. Elon Musk and his links. Yeah, it's all in the cloud. But Father, at the same time they were doing that with high technology, he was also doing much greater with a cloud. Let's see, it's a living cloud of clouds. They were caught up. So how do you get caught up in the cloud? You have different brothers and sisters all over the world who are vibrating the same as Yeshua. They are, you could say, droplets of water in the cloud, bringing refreshing rain to mankind. Waters of truth from the cloud. We're all connecting together in unity, in a cloud. You get what I'm saying? So don't look for a cloud coming and Jesus, Yeshua, in a cloud. Come on now. All you technical people should understand this is a greater cloud. A cloud that only our Father can actually produce. Elon Musk cannot get a cloud like that. Now, he'd love to. He'd love people to join and be a part of his cloud. Oh yes. Put some chips in your head. Give you this and let me just tell you something about the temple. Do you know about the temple? Do you know about the temple? What is the temple? Oh, the temple in Jerusalem. Now, at all, you see, the temple in Jerusalem, the tabernacle, the Ark of the Covenant, it was all pictorial of the human temple. Yeah, the human temple. Get a look into the Ark of the Covenant. You'll see how it represents whatever's in there. What happens to the human body. Now there's a difference between rapture and transformation. A lot of these Christians get mixed up between transformation and rapture. They think it's the same thing. Totally different. Totally different. Our Father said this in ancient script. Judgment begins in the house of God. How can it start? Does it start in the churches? No. You see, the temple is your body. Your body was pictured in the temple. You have the rod in the Ark of the Covenant. What was the rod? What can it be likened to? That buds without roots. It's just flowering. An almond branch that's flowered and budded and has fruit. How is that possible? It's got no fucking roots. the human temple in this time period that we live in. Right? Judgment begins in your house, in your temple. Judgment begins in mine, for me. So you have to ask yourself the question, how is judgment acted upon within me? Well, how do you treat your own temple? Come on. How do you treat your own temple? I know what I've done to mine. Yes, I used to be a heavy drinker. By choice, by free will. To see what it's like. To find out what it was all about. Oh yeah. It's not recommended. But I did a lot of damage to myself, to my temple. So judgment begins within this temple. Yeah? So judgment has begun in your temple. Now, how's your temple faring? How are you feeling inside? I hear a lot about, have you had this ascension symptom? What a load of fucking bullshit. Ascension symptoms. If you were suffering and your body's in pain or whatever it is, it's because of what's either being put in your body or what you're doing to your body, your temple. So the judgment begins with you. You have to sort yourself out, just as I have to sort myself out. So if you've got symptoms, don't put a label on it saying that it's an ascension symptom. Transformation. There's no pain with that, in a sense, because transformation is your body, your temple, become the best it can possibly be. And that means you have to eat the right things, not polluting your body, immorality with going with different individuals that pollute your body, that a woman may have man entering into her, man entering into it can all affect the human temple. Going with multiple partners, is something going to happen to your temple. Don't do it. Be so cautious of who you go with. And really, if it's done Father's way, then your body and her body, or vice versa, will get better and better and better if you do it the right way. The arrangement of becoming one is a wonderful thing. But when you, as soon as you have sex with one person, you become one with that person. And you share all those, everything that that person's, whoever they've been with or whatever it is, you're going to bring that into your temple through them. That's why his Father said, judgment begins in the house of God, in your temple. Be cautious of what you bring into your temple. Yeah? Does that make sense? How judgment begins in the house of God, means your temple, your body, is the house of God. If you're a human, you have a conscience, and you know what I'm saying, and you know what to do. Many people think when Yeshua comes, those miracles that he did in the past, oh, it's just going to put his hands up, you're cured, you're cured, you're cured now. Don't think that's going to happen, because it's not. I've already spoke about what happened to George Best. So when Father's new system arrives and is fully in place, his kingdom and the kingdoms of the world have been removed, whoever's left over, who haven't been raptured out of it or killed, then they are the ones that inherit the earth, and their bodies, and whoever's left over. You see that there will be programs whereby whatever ailments you may have, remember Father said, the curing of the nations will come through herbs, knowing how the body works, and if there's problems in the body. It is programs to help the body become as it should be. That is the solution. The solution is not to cure a person and still go back to the old ways. So there's a person got cirrhosis of the liver. You're all right now, Jimmy. I've cured you. Oh, Jimmy, give us a bottle of wine. Yeah, man. What's the point? Now, there may be people who are blind who get through this event that is about to happen. Yes, those kind of miracles, say that somebody's got a leg missing or whatever it may be, blind. Yes, miracles will happen. But it's not going to be the way people think. No. They have to be working on their own bodies, even although they may be blind or they may be crippled. They will be seen to be trying to improve their temple, because they know that judgment begins in the house of God. Did you know that you're a house of God? That your temple is the house of God. Your Father dwells in you. Yeah. So I hope this rapture has been cleared up once and for all. Let's carry on. I think it's 2 left, and then I'll give it a rest. Let's have a look. It's 2 left. Book rapture. Let's have a look. Jude. Let's have a look. Jude 1:23. Oh, look after me. I've gone into the Greek, interlinear. Well, let's read it in the interlinear. Word for word translation. And others save with fear, pulling them out of the fire, rapture, harpazo, yeah, hating even the garment spotted by the flesh. The garment the temple, the flesh that we live in is like a garment. Yeah. Pulling them out of the fire. Spiritually speaking, pulling you out of the fire so that you don't hurt your temple. That you don't do that to your temple. Yeah. There's so much more to be said. Let me just... There's one more. There's just one more. Are you still here? Are you still here? Right, let's have a look. Let's have a look. There's one more. She bore, this is Revelation 12 verse 5. Yeah. Let's have a look. I can read it without my glasses, but it's a bit clearer with this. I'm just... Revelation 12 verse 5. She bore a male child who was to rule the nations with an iron rod, and a child was caught up to God and his throne. The same as the cloud. Yeah. So now we have connection with Father dwelling in the temple. He likes to dwell in the temple as is befits a son or a daughter of his. Now don't be discouraged if you feel as if you look at your temple and you think, look, I'm a bit, what's going on? My temple's not quite right. Oh, I don't know. Well, ask Father. Ask Father. Get the discernment that you need to put your temple right. Yeah? Because it can be put right. An ancient text said, Jesus said it, Yeshua said, and many that are living in this generation, do you know this? Will never die at all. And then he said to her, Amen. Do you believe this? Oh yes, I know there's going to be a resurrection on the last day. Well, here we are. A resurrection. A coming to life. Mankind are basically dead. They're walking corpses. They're living dead. They don't have Father dwelling in them. They don't look after their bodies. They're full of war, hatred. So, do you want to be snatched out of it? Do you want to be killed? Huh? Because a lot of people who get raptured, get killed, will be in Father's memory. Right? And in the future, they will be brought back.